Shut up. 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 So did anybody think after watching that pep talk that the Vikings had any chance? I mean, they might as well have had like Laquan Treadwell give the pep talk. I'm gonna thuck us to victory. You know, that probably would have done better than, hey, we're playing on Sunday night because of us, not them. You may be wondering what's going on. This week I am pretending I'm Everson Griffin. I'm invisible. Get it? Now last week we talked about how Laquan Treadwell proved Einstein's lost theory of sucky relativity. And this week another one of my theories was proven. It's like a different type of theory. I have observed Mike Zimmer and I'm convinced he has this anterograde amnesia, which is what the guy in that movie Memento had. Awesome movie.
Since my injury, I can't make new memories. Everything fades. I've told you this before, haven't I?
Basically, it's a condition where you can't make new memories. Because basically it looks like they went into this game with zero plan on how to handle Khalil Mack. It was like Mack would make a great play, and Zimmer would probably be like, oh wow, who's that 52? Well, we better double team him. And then like 3 seconds later, he'd be like, who's 52? Why do we need to double team him? Like he would just forget. And so every play he would have to re-remember who Khalil Mack was. That's the only way I can understand that you don't make any effort to double him or give him any special care. It's just like, well, we'll just let him rush the passer however he wants. Well, Riley Reif will take care of him, sure. The offensive play calling also kind of vanilla, which for Cousins means you drop back to the exact point where Khalil Mack is going to end up, and you stop there. You don't step up, you don't roll out, you don't do anything except stop exactly where Khalil Mack is going to end up. Sorry I was interrupted there. I had a little dinner here. Being poor ain't so bad. Oh. Anyway, so you gotta come in with some sort of plan. When they got Cousins out of the pocket, and then he like airmailed that deep pass to Diggs, worse than like Ryan Leaf throwing a football over the prison wall that he's currently staying at. You know Cousins can't execute it, but at least maybe it reduces the chances that he'll like stare down a completely covered Laquan Treadwell and throw a pick six.
And Eddie Jackson saw it all the way. That was no contest.
You know, it reduces the chance from 100% to like 98%. And how should we have tried to handle Bears quarterback Mitch Richmond? All I heard going into the game is, oh, Trubisky can run. So you got to try to contain his run, right? It didn't look like they had any plan, had even thought about, well, we got to contain him. So basically he ran wild the whole first half. Maybe it was more that anterograde amnesia with Zimmer, like every play it's like, hey, who's that Mitch McVicker guy? Oh, we should do something about that. And then 3 seconds later, hey, who's that Mitch McVicker guy? There was a lot of talk about what a great offensive mind Bears coach Charles Nagy is, and I didn't see it. I mean, the defensive game plan is basically have Khalil Mack go right at Cousins, and the offensive game plan was, let's have Mitch Berger just run wild. It had nothing to do with him out coaching Zimmer, it had more to do with Zimmer just not coaching at all. And then, on the most critical play of the game, 3rd and 8 for the Bears, you rush 3 guys and let them throw it to the guy that Rhodes is supposed to be covering, but he's not covering him, so it's an easy completion. I still see people and hear people defending Cousins. People still defend him. Oh, it's the O-line's fault. Yeah, the O-line overthrew that easy touchdown to Diggs in the first quarter that, if completed, changes the complexion of the game completely. They caused all those wretched overthrows when he had no pressure. The interceptions aren't his fault, they're the receiver's fault. Yeah, both those INTs where he telegraphed throws to guys who are completely covered. Yeah, but that second one, Treadwell gave up. Yeah, that's what Treadwell does. If you throw it to Treadwell, he gives up. It's your funeral if you decide to do that. Cousins' inability to ever decide to run for an easy first down and instead throw into like quadruple coverage. That's the O-line's fault for giving him too good of protection to where he could have run for a first down. It's always the O-line's fault. Now, the defense was brutal for pretty much the whole first half. Like, Bears were just running right over us, pretty much. And it got so bad that at one point, like, a Bears offensive lineman actually tackled Mitch Kumstein instead of one of our guys, because I think he felt sorry for us. He's like, oh, they're not going to be able to tackle Mitch McConnell, so I got to do it. But the defense showed signs of greatness in the second half. Signs of taking over the game, signs of swagger. I mean, it looked like early in the fourth quarter, like Mitch Hedberg was ready to just throw in the towel and give up. It's kind of like if they can somehow win this game, maybe this defense carries them into the playoffs. But, you know, it was all for naught when all-pro, all-world, all 10-yard cushion on 3rd and 3 cornerback Xavier Rhodes drops an easy pick six that potentially would have tied the game. The play that needed to be made, it wasn't made. That was the game. Then Cousins' pick 6 kind of sealed it, but that was pretty much it. When Rhodes didn't make that play, the game was over. But what players from the defense were making the big plays? Was it the big names? No, of course not. Anthony Harris, who for some reason isn't good enough to start when Sendejo's healthy, makes 2 awesome interceptions. The first one was amazing, and the second one he had this great return. 94, I think Johnson, I don't even know his name, he forced the fumble. Stephen Weatherly seems to always be making good plays. Just all of our non-stars on defense are the ones making these big plays. And of course, who had the chance to make the big play, the pick 6, that could have really given us the game? That was, of course, again, all-pro, all-world, all 10-yard cushion on 3rd and 3. Xavier Rhodes.
Nice block by Howard to stop the pressure from the left side as Gabriel makes the catch.
But it really comes down to Kirk Cousins. You paid $28 million a year for this guy, $84 million guaranteed over 3 years. He's worthless. He may play a couple really good games. He was good at the end of the Green Bay game. He was pretty good in that Rams game too. He hasn't been that good other than that. And it's not all the offensive line. It's him not being able to manufacture a darn thing ever. Brett Favre could manufacture stuff out of nowhere. Aaron Rodgers could manufacture stuff out of nowhere. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Cam Newton, Ben Roethlisberger, Kirk Cousins. Give me my soy latte and my hummus from Naf Naf Grill and my moccasins that I can wear around the house. And give me my perfect pocket to stand in to pass. And I don't want to have to move in the pocket at all. I don't want to have to roll out and avoid the pressure and throw on the run because I can't. I need my perfect pocket, and I need to be 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, exactly, with no wind, because I'm Kirk Cousins. Give me my cauliflower crust pizza, because I'm Kirk Cousins. Butthead. Anyway, awards this week. The Laquan Treadwell Award for doing something that's wrong for 2 different reasons on the same play. Now this was, I don't remember when in the game this was, but he dropped a pass, and he was way 5 yards short of what would have been a first down if he was anywhere near the first down if he had caught it. So he didn't catch it, he's nowhere near a first down, but he gets up and signals first down. You idiot. Get him off the team. Also, there's the Laquan Treadwell Award for just pointing randomly. That was, he drew this pass interference call when Cousins just airmailed another throw, and a real bailout call, but I don't know what he just kept signaling. It was I don't know if he has it's he just figures he makes enough gestures, eventually one of them will be correct. Again, get him off the team. He sucks. Like Kirk Cousins. The My Ex-Wife Shaving Her Legs Award for something that happens once a year, that's gonna go to Dalvin Cook, who Vikings had a 2nd and 10, and they handed it off to Cook, and he got 8 yards. And then there was a 3rd and 2, they handed it to Cook, and he got the first down. That is the first time I've ever seen 2 consecutive run plays that picked up a 10-yard first down. I can't remember that happening all year. It's something that never happens. So it was amazing. And to pay it forward, Cook fumbled later in the drive. Good job. The Joe Buck Award for a ridiculously obvious statement from a broadcaster.
No yards after that catch for Treadwell.
And, of course, you know what's coming. The Kirk Cousins Award for garbage passing statistics. Now, it's not every week, and I don't even know how often this has happened, that you get 2 garbage touchdowns in the same game. I mean, Jeff Garcia got playing. Kirk Cousins, I could probably go back at some of his old games. I bet he's got 2 garbage passing touchdowns in some of his old games. I didn't even know he got the second one until this morning because I turned the game off. I actually turned the game off twice. I turned it off after the pick 6, turned it back on, and then when the Bears kicker got the field goal, then I turned it off again. I didn't even know they got the second garbage touchdown, but congratulations, Kirk. And those 2 garbage touchdowns, that'll help his case for the Pro Bowl after, Jared Goff and Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and Cam Newton and Matt Ryan and Teddy Bridgewater all declined the invitation. So I think we're going to see Kirk Cousins in the Pro Bowl, and you can look back at this game as the game that got him in. So that pretty much does it for the Vikings season. It was pretty much done when they lost to the Saints that way. It proved that they're not one of the top teams in the league. Yeah, I think we knew that, but they could have at least been that second tier of teams if they had beat the Bears. I really didn't feel good about this Bears game, I really got annoyed with all the people oh, the Bears haven't played anybody. Bears haven't played anybody. They haven't beaten anybody good. Well, who have the Vikings beaten? They beat the Eagles. The Eagles are terrible. Bears haven't played anybody. Bears have been killing everybody they beat. The Vikings have been struggling against some of the worst teams in the league.
Anthony Barr wants no part of Josh Allen.
Bears beat us. We beat ourselves, though. Kirk Cousins beat us. $28 million. He's got to be the guy that's got to make a play. Your offensive line sucks? Well, you got to make a play. You got to be able to adjust. You got to escape the rush once in a while. You got to be able to make a throw on the run instead of overthrowing a guy who's wide open in the end zone. You can't give a stupid pregame speech that means nothing. Kirk Cousins just seems like the kind of guy, it's like, if he throws 2 touchdowns and 1 interception and 300 yards passing, he's done his job. I did my job. I can't control everything. What did Aaron Rodgers do week 1 when, well, of course, he acted super injured, more injured than he was. And he snapped out of it in time. Why was he able to do that? Because he's better than Kirk Cousins. Is Aaron Rodgers perfect? Did he play great at the end of that Seattle game where the Packers lost? He did not play great. But did he throw a pick 6? No. Did he fumble? No. He didn't lose them the game the way Cousins does. He just wasn't able to win them the game. There is a huge difference. If you're on a team with huge flaws and you're getting $28 million a year, you gotta step up and pull out at least one game that you aren't supposed to win. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. Ask Redskins fans. He doesn't have it. In the big games, under the lights at night, he doesn't have it. And he's never going to. He's 30 years old or whatever. He's not going to figure it out. Just like Laquan Treadwell's not going to figure it out. Xavier Rhodes isn't going to figure it out. Sendeo's not going to figure it out. Barr's not going to figure it out. Griffin, you don't just figure it out. You have it or you don't. Are they going to beat Green Bay? I have no idea. But I'm thinking about next year. Spielman has just screwed this team. It goes back to the Christian Ponder pick in the first round, I don't know how many years ago. That screwed this team. The inability to bring in a real quarterback. And then picking Gumby, whose connective tissue is probably made of like Jello. And so you go out and sign a $28 million a year quarterback. I mean, let's say you think Kirk Cousins is great, which he isn't, but let's say you think he is. If you're giving him $28 million, Rick Spielman must think he's great. So what do? You give him no offensive line to play behind. Rick Spielman, get him out of here. I think he'll be here till the day he dies. But get him out of here. And Zimmer's got to go too. I mean, time has passed him by. I don't know that his teams they just don't give consistent effort. They just in big games they tend to just shrink, and you gotta bring in a new voice, I think. But it makes no sense if Rick Spielman's gonna pick that new voice. He'll probably bring in like Teddy Bridgewater's uncle or something. Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Daddy,
You ready for your show? Okay.
Yep.
You want me to come up?
Mhm.
Okay.